it's time to change. It's time to consider a different way, keeping everything topped off and ready to grab and go and get out in the field. Hey everybody, I'm Eric, N1JUR, and welcome to another episode. Today we're going to kind of get along the lines of battery storage and battery usage. If you're like a ham like myself, you probably have everything under the sun: laptops, batteries, several batteries of different type batteries. If you're a content creator, heck, you're going to be charging wireless mics. You have like the battery chargers with all your GoPro batteries. Or maybe, you're into Meshtastic and, you got your batteries for your Meshtastic devices. So you got your 18650s, you got your flat packs, like I said. Or, maybe you've upgraded and you've moved to, something a little larger, like a 100 amp hour battery box, and, that needs to be charged. Well, if you're like me, you probably struggle with one, trying to find enough chargers, two, having some organizations set up that'll let you create, a place to plug in your batteries and charge, whether you're going to charge with the barrel connector or you're going to charge with the power pole side, or maybe you've got a mix of stuff. You got USB-C or USB-A. The sky's the limit. So you probably got in a place where you're tired of the cables, you're tired of the connectors, you're tired of trying to find the right charger, and so you've just gotten fed up with it. So I have taken a little bit of a step back, and I figured out what I use both for my content creation, for my outdoor activations, my other devices like laptops and iPads and battery boxes, and figured out kind of what the common 3 or 4 type connectors you have, and more so even expanding that, like your HTs. Like you might have a bunch of charging bases for those, or you might have just the typical connectors for that. So I've taken all of that into consideration, and I'm designing, or I've built, I should say, a charging station that I think does a very good job of keeping my life pretty sane. And so I'm going to show that to you. Maybe it might spark some interest with you, or maybe you've done something similar. I'm always interested in learning people's kind of charging habits and what they kind of do to keep their sanity when it comes to batteries and battery maintenance and keeping all of their devices topped off. So when they get out in the field or they're outdoors, they don't have to, realize that their battery's down to 10% and, they can't continue on with an activation. So I'm going to take you through my setup here. We're going to head over to my little side closet here in my charging area of my storage closet here. This is primarily the charging station here. What I've done here is kind of organize things into small batteries and camera charging and accessory charging. My POTA batteries, which are a little further down below here, and I'll cut to a side view here. But these batteries, from heaviest to the lightest, go from bottom to top. On the floor currently is my 100 amp hour Go box for my battery, and there are 2 leads to a Craftsman charger here that I use to charge that 100 amp hour battery, just in case I need to top it off. Now, if I'm not in the field, that battery down here ultimately gets plugged into solar and gets charged that way. But for the most part, if I need to, charge this out, this is a 40 amp Craftsman charger and does all the mixes. So it's a simple smart charger, just plug it in and go, and that just hangs there and ties into my circuit. So let's go one step up now. With this is my battery charging basket. And again, this has two currently Bioenno charging barrel connectors, and those are zip tied to the back of the basket. And the basket's basically a basket I picked at Lowe's or Home Depot that basically goes with those closet organizers. And what I do is I put all of my batteries in here. The next shelf is my media shelf. And on this, you'll see that I have two chargers here. This one is a USB-C and USB 3.0. Got a nice display on it for each of the ports, and it tells me exactly what the power rating is on it by port. So I know exactly how many watts and amps are coming out of this device to whatever I'm charging or whatever I'm plugged into. It's got 4 USB-C PD ports, and then it's got 4 USB-A 3.0 charging ports. And then on the next to it, I have a dedicated another 8-port USB-A charging 65 watt, I think it is, charging port, and that actually has its own dedicated power plug that goes right into that power strip. And the nice part is all of these are power on, power off switches. So I can turn each of those ports individually on and off, which that's the kind of the brains and the basis of all of my charging. What I then did is another step is I went and bought a number of these cables for pretty much every configuration. So a USB-C to USB-C, charging power only, not data. I made sure that these were power only. And then I bought USB-A's to USB-C's, because most devices these days, and at least in all of my configuration, I have pretty much either USB-C or USB-A 3.0 power. So I bought a bunch of these connectors, and what I do is I leave them hanging on here. And then as I don't have them plugged in, or I use them as a one-time use, I am connecting devices in, like this is a USB charging brick for my GoPro batteries that I can use on the field. I've got another 3-port charging bay here that allows me to charge up my camera batteries. And again, following the same format, what I'll do is take all my batteries out of my camera bags that I've used already, that I keep in a separate pouch, stick them right in here, and then, like I said, walk away from it. And then when I go back to refuel or refresh my bags before I go out to the next activation or do another video, all that stuff is already pre-charged and I don't have to think about it when I'm in the field. So that is the two, we'll say, media type charging devices. I also have a cradle here that is permanently, it's a magnetic mount, it's permanently mounted. This charges my Osmo Pocket 3. So again, that one doesn't have a separate, it does have a separate battery with it, and that gets charged via USB-C, but the camera itself I just plop down on here, and because it's magnetic, the camera doesn't get wobbled, and it's pretty well shielded. I'm not worried about anybody bumping it or knocking it over and whatnot. The next piece I have here is, you're into Meshtastic, you probably got a ton of 18650 cells for various setups. So I always had this at my shack desk, where I would take the batteries out of my Meshtastic devices and I would throw them into this charger. Now I just basically take them out of that. That is kind of the core of my charging. The next shelf up is what I call the refresh shelf. So after everything kind of has been charged up here, instead of letting them sit in the cradle charging, I'll usually take them out, or in the case of that, if these are all fully charged up, I'll just take it out and I'll put it up here on the second shelf. And this main space here is primarily for all my refreshed and charged batteries. I've got plenty of them, so I am always, this shelf always stays, current, at least something in it. Now, for devices like, you know, laptops and tablets and things of that nature where the battery's all internal, I don't know about you, but I'm tired of running around the house looking for freed up USB lightning cords or USB A cords or whatever that, you know, will charge these devices. So permanent charger for my Surface Pro laptop here. That's just all neatly organized and tucked in here. I bring my POTA bag down with me. First thing I think in my mind is, okay, empty out all the batteries, you know, charge up all the cameras. I don't have to think about any of that when I come to a, you know, hey, I want to do a POTA, or hey, I need to run out and do kind of like an impromptu activation because somebody says, hey, you know, let's go out and do a POTA. I can easily grab my bag, grab the batteries I want, put it in my bag, and in a matter of a couple minutes have my antenna and everything else ready to go, and I'm ready to do whatever activity I want to do, you know, without having to scramble to find something. Well, there you have it. So hopefully that inspired you a little bit. Maybe you've been struggling with, you know, having some normalcy of dealing with all of your batteries that need to be charged and all the equipment that you deal with. Or maybe you're just starting out and have no idea where to, you know, kind of consider. I'll make sure I post all of the links of all the stuff I showed you on this video down below in the description. And, you know, if you've done something similar to this, because I'm always interested in seeing other people's, you know, kind of thought process around this thing. How do you handle batteries and keeping them topped off and charged so you don't have to scramble at the last minute to make a, you know, an activation, you know, or scrape an activation together, you know, or maybe, you know, how do you deal with all of your other equipment that you use that isn't ham specific? You know, how are you charging that? What are you doing? I'm, you know, always interested in hearing people's, you know, designs and that and thought process around that. So, you know, post those in the comments below. Let me know what you think of that. Yeah, with that, thanks again for watching. As always, you can help the channel out by clicking that subscribe button or heading over to my Patreon and becoming a supporter there. And as always, you can also help out a lot of the manufacturers and companies that, you know, help support me. So, you know, make sure you check out Mad Dog Coils because I got a couple of great, awesome reviews coming up soon. So you want to make sure you pay attention to the channel on that. And Reliance Antenna, as always, they are a great company to work with, and we appreciate them supporting us. And yeah, Spool Antenna too as well. So with all that, thanks again for watching. 7-3 and POTA on.